Hi there, Lorraine Vachon here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're playing with garden birdhouses. I've had this for a while. I bought it as soon as I saw it. I loved it, and I haven't had a chance to do anything with it, but I love it because it can be for any time of the year, and I'm going to make a winter scene with this, and it's going to be a shaker card. So why don't I flip my camera and we will get started. Okay, so this is the shaker card that I want to make, and I'm going to be using Versamark, and I'm going to be using the white embossing powder to make this, okay? So, and it is a shaker card. So at the same time, you'll get to see how to make a shaker card if you've never made one. So why don't I start? So I have here an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and that is for my card base. It's folded at 4 1/4. Here we go. And I also have a piece of, and one is basic gray and the other one is, it's basic gray and granite gray. I think that this is basic gray and this is granite gray. I'm not sure. And what I've done is I've poked a hole in it using the Hippo dies. And I love this one. I think it's the medium one. I can't remember. I have it here. So why don't we check? So this is it. It's the Hippo and Friends dies. I love these, and I think it is the middle one. Yeah, so I use the middle one to poke a hole in it, and it kind of gives us a scene, you know, like at the theater you have a scene. It's kind of like that, and that's the impression I wanted to give. So this is what we have, and it's going to be like this, but I need to build the little scene behind it first. So let me see what I have. I have this for the inside, for the scene. I have this piece to glue on the inside of my card. I have a little piece of window sheet here. Okay, and the window sheet, I don't know if you guys can see me well. The window sheet here measures, let me see how much it measures. It measures, oops, 3 by 3, I think. 3 by 3.5, 3 by 3.5. And it's the same size as my scene here, which is 3 by 3.5, and it will fit here. Okay, and I have tons of room. I also have this here, which are my foam adhesive strips, and this is, you need these to make a shaker card and make sure that what you have inside doesn't get outside. I have a piece of ribbon here that measures 11 inches, and I have pieces of designer series paper here that is in the Celebration catalog, and you get to choose for free when you purchase $60 worth of Stampin' Up! Products. So, and I already stamped my sentiment on a piece of Whisper White, which measures 3 by 3/4 of an inch, 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and this is 1/4 of an inch bigger, so it's 3 1/4 by 1 inch, which I'll glue like this and put there. And this is to decorate the front of my card. So why don't I start by doing the little scene that's here? Okay, here, I want to do this little scene here. So I will take this and kind of decide where I'm going to put it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of lines so it gives me, it just lets me know where I am, like when I start stamping, so that I can make sure that the most important elements are within this space here. Okay, so I need to put my scene here. Now, let's see, I think I chose this here, but maybe for this one I'm going to choose this, as long as I can put a bird on top or on the side. So if I choose this and I get the choice of 3 birds. I have this one, and this one. So maybe I'll use this guy here, right there. and I need the branch. And I also need the little cord that holds the birdhouse in the tree. So this is a little cord that I will use and put like this, and it will be held on the tree. Okay, so my little bird, which I will put here, I think that'll work. Okay, so why don't I mount these on blocks? So I usually use the D block. I use it a lot. So I'm going to use smaller blocks for the bird and for this kind of piece of string that is used to hold the birdhouse on the tree branch. Okay, so here are my pieces, and I'm going to start to assemble. Okay, so move these aside, and to do my branch, I'm going to use soft suede. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to stamp it. I want to see, because it is very humid, and I just want to make sure I get enough ink on this and that there's not too much and that everything is covered. Okay, so I like that. And because it's kind of a fall, almost winter scene, I love this color because it's almost like it's gold. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the trees that keep their leaves in the winter time that aren't evergreens are their leaves are like gold. So I thought this was pretty appropriate. So I'm going to just put it here like that. I still want to be able to see it through the window like that, but I want to have enough room to put the house on it and that you can see the house through the window. So just wiping this clean first. And the house, I'm going to use, for the house, I'm going to use gray, and this is basic gray. So I'm going to use the string first to set it up, and I think I'm going to put it, maybe not in the middle, maybe just offset to the left. Here we go. And next is the bird house. It's a pretty bird house. And I'm going to put it right, oh boy, it's going to be on the bottom. So I'm going to put it right there. Right there. Okay, birdhouse. And now the bird, I'm just going to use my Tuxedo black to put the bird right here. Like this, and that looks good. And I think that's it for the scene. Now I'm going to be using my blends to color. So my blends, the blends I'm using are going to be cinnamon cider. For the birdhouse, I have granny apple green, and for the leaves, I have a couple of colors. I have red, real red. I have light poppy parade. I have a bit of dark calypso coral. The green I wanted to use on the house also. The red, the real red I want to use here. So this is evening evergreen that I'm going to use on the house, and I have a little bit of yellow, and this yellow is light mango melody that I want to put on the leaves also, because it is fall. I want to show this. So why don't I start with the light cinnamon cider, and I'm going to use my brush tip, and I'm just going to go a little bit everywhere, okay, like this, and I want to give a bit of dimension, and I want to show that these are autumn colors, okay. So it has an outline of kind of gold, but I still want to show that these are a little bit autumn colors. Next, I'm with the dark calypso coral. I think I just want to go with light if I have it. I think I don't, I just have the dark one, so I'm going to use the dark one sparingly. and just doing dots and lines here and there, just to give it a bit more color, a reddish color here. And next is I'm going to go in the light Purple Parade. Again, I prefer the brush stroke. So this is more of a pop of color. It's almost like a neon red, pinkish. So it's almost, is this almost candy apple? No, it's not candy apple because it's not dark enough, but it's like a nice red. And I'm going to use the light real red that I will put a little bit here and there again, and that will give me more of my fall colors. There we go. And if I wanted to, I could do a little bit of green, but maybe I won't. Maybe, I don't know what that would look like. I don't have very many white spaces here. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do more than that. So next is we start working on the birdhouse. So the birdhouse I wanted to make red, so and I'm going to use the real red. So I have the light and the dark real red here, and I want to do the shingles, but every second one, like that. And these lines here I will do, I'll use the dark granny apple green and this top here. So I'm doing this here. And on the lines on the side, I will use my light evening evergreen right here, like this. Okay. Like that. And maybe I'll make this dark also. Okay, so next for here, maybe I'll make each panel, I'll make this here a red, the real red here. And each of the panels I'll make on the sides, I'll make the evening evergreen, and I think this one's the light one. And in the middle, I'll make it the granny apple green. Just make this darker. And I'm going to use the light granny apple green. And then I'm going to come back with the dark granny apple green and give it some shadowing, maybe on the side here and maybe on the bottom. And I'm coming back and I'm going to blend and hope that those harsh lines disappear when I blend. Like that. For my bird, I'm going to use cinnamon cider. I'm going to use the light one and color him in cinnamon cider. And with the dark, because I stamped him in black, he still appears like a little bird, bird that you have in your house, that you have in the trees in your backyard. So that's all I have for, that's all I'm going to color. Next is I'm going to be using, oh, this is sticky, but I'm going to be using a fine tip brush that I will be picking up Versamark with. So I'm going to use a spoon, a plastic spoon, and I'm going to put a few drops of Versamark in it. Because what I want to do is I want it to be like if it's the first day, the first snow of fall. Okay, so on the first snow of fall, if there are leaves in the trees, there is just a little bit of snow on it, and I think it's so beautiful. First thing you have to do is use some type of embossing buddy just to make sure that there is no static on the surface that you're going to be embossing. So I just use my old embossing buddy, and I'm going to pick up Versamark using my fine tip, and I'm just going to dot Versamark here and there because I'm going to be bringing my white embossing powder, and I'm going to be, it'll look like snow on the tree. So I'm just doing a little bit. I'm not doing too much. I did a lot on the last one, and I wasn't crazy about it, so I'm just going to do drops here and there and see how that looks. And I'm trying to go just with the tip so I don't have any big areas. And next I'm going to just try to do it along the branches, because that's where you'll mostly see the snow, along the branches like that. Okay, so I'm just going to try to get as much as I can. And I don't know if this is going to dry fast or not, so we'll see how that looks. And again, this is the refill. So I got the Versamark ink refill that I just put a little bit in my spoon so that I can just put it exactly where I want it. This time I'm not stamping an image in Versamark, I'm just trying to create snow like this. I guess I could have come back with my stamp and stamped over it. I don't know what that would have given me. So now I'm going to get a little on these lines here, just a little on the shingles here, just a little, and maybe on just along here like that. Let's see how that's going to look. That. And then that, not on the bird because the bird is not static. The bird is moving, so there won't be any snow. Maybe some snow, maybe on the inside, just on the inside of the on the side where the bird could go into the house, and on the edge here, because there should be a little ledge here like that. And I think that's it. I'm going to clean my little brush, and let's see how that goes. So I'm going to get my white embossing powder and pick it up here. Try not to get the dimensional in there, the dimensional cover in there. And I'm going to add the white embossing powder to my scene. Okay. Oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Can you see? It's just a little. It's just like it started to snow. Can you see that? Isn't that cool? Okay, and next is I turn on my heat gun. So, sorry for the noise. I'm going to wait for it to warm up before I start. Okay, and I'm going off camera just for a minute so that I can heat this up, and hopefully it'll turn out great. Well, this is really cool. So this is how it looks now. I'll need to go over it because you see, I don't know if you see it, but there are like little dots. That means, and here it's straight. That means this has melted. This is not yet. So let me just continue. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, you can even see some areas are shiny. So isn't that cute? And I did it using a fine tip paintbrush. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now it's time to assemble my card. I think I'm going to be assembling the inside first. I'm just going to glue that in. and it will be done after. I can, if I wanted to, add some stamping. I have a couple of birds I could have put inside. Another, I have, I think, a little patch of flowers I could have put in there, but I don't think I'll put anything for now. I might change my mind later, and that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to start assembling. So this, I want to be able to glue this onto here, but I need to know where it's going to go. So this is 1/4 of an inch smaller than my card base. So I need it to be here, and now all I need to do is move this a little. So I have those edges, and I think, so like this, like that. I need to move this a little more, like that. I think it should go like that. And I'm just going to erase these little marks that I made, just so that they don't show. And one, and this side too. There we go, 2. Okay, and maybe I will adjust here. Maybe I'll move this more centered or higher here, like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to recenter this like that, and I'm going to move it away. So it's going to appear like this. Now I need to glue this, and maybe now I can put a little mark, because it won't show, because it will be under my my little window. So I'm going to do it like this. There we go. And I'll just glue it and position it where I've put my marks. Here we go, like that. Look at that. There we go. And I can move it just a little like that. Just make sure it's glued well. There we go. Okay, next is I'm going to be putting this over it. But first I need a window. So I have my little piece of window, which I've put somewhere, but because it's transparent, I have a hard time finding it. So I have this, and okie dokie, it's somewhere. It's probably here, or here, yeah, underneath my, there we go. Okay, so this needs to go here. Okay, so I have a bit of dirt here, so maybe I won't see it. Okay, maybe this goes on the bottom, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to use a bit of runner tape to glue this on. So I'm just going to glue it here, 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 and here. So I'm going to use this here, which is my Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to use my silicone mat to start it off. Sometimes it needs to go. Am I done with this? No? Okay. So why don't I just go here, the corners here. That. I will glue this here. It's okay if the glue goes over, because I will be putting other stuff onto it. Okay. So it's supposed to be like this. I like it. It's centered. It's good. Next is I'll need to put this tape, this here. Okay, so to do so, I am going to do the edges around my card like this, and these are smaller, and they will go on this side like this, like that, this, and oops, I'm going to use my scissors. This is too long. Okay, and then I'll need another one here, that I'll need to cut also. No, I think I'm good. And I could have used a little. I'm just going to put that here. Just like that. There we go. Okay, next. I want to put some, like a little fence here because I am going to put my sequence right here. And I don't want the sequence to go all over because I don't want that when it's resting that all the sequence is on the bottom and I can't see it. You see here, when I go like this, the sequins are here. We can still see them. That's because I put a little fence using these around here. So that's what I'm going to do. And for the other one, I think I measured, I don't know, I think I'm going to use a couple of pieces here. So I'm going to go around as much as I can because you can. It's flexible that way. I'm going to go like this and like this, like this, like that. And then I'm going to pick up another piece to go and finish it off like this. So you can't have any breaks because if you do, your sequins are going to escape and then you won't, it won't be nice. So see, I have a little hole here. I can't have that. I need to plug it up here. So I have this and I'm going to put it right there and I'm going to cut this so that there is no hole for the sequence to escape. Okay. Now, the other thing is, if I put this here, then this is going to be slack. So I need a couple of pieces here so that it doesn't sag in. Okay. So I'm going to put this in this here and this here. And again, I'm going to cut the excess. And it doesn't matter if it's ugly because it's hidden. You won't see that. Okay, so next is you remove all the backings. Okay, this, and here on the side, you remove all the backings like that, here, and here. Now, the sequence you don't put here, you put it here. So why don't I take my sequence, and this is the sequence that comes with the collection, the Peaceful Night or Peaceful something collection. They're called the Subtle Shimmer Sequence. So I'm going to take a couple of pinchfuls, okay, like that. And maybe a third one. Usually I use 3. Okay, 3 pinches. And now I want to put them all in the middle here, like that. And I put, oops, I got a stray one here. And I'm trying to center this. So I need to get up for this and center it. Trying to leave about 1/4 of an inch on every side. On the top and on the bottom. So here we go. And here's my shaker card. Isn't that cute? Then I take my sentiment. I glue this on like that. Glue it here. Hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. Isn't that pretty? And I can use this. And maybe I'll just put it like that. I won't do a 3. I'll just do that. Like that. I'm going to use some of these glue dots so that the ribbon holds on the back of this. So I'm going to use 2. I guess I lost this one. Oops. There it is. Put it here. And the other one I will put here. And I will just do it like this. That, and put some dimensionals here on the back so I can pop that up. Maybe use one here. And again, it doesn't matter if it's ugly on the back side. No one sees the back side. And this is where you put, oops, before I do that, see, I have these little ends here that I want to put here and here. I will glue them and leave about 1/8 of an inch I'll put them 1/8 of an inch from the sides here, like that, just so that it gives a little bit of interest. And like that, like that. And I'm going to put this down here. Oops, I put it upside back. This is not how I want to. I didn't want to put it on the bottom. I wanted to put it on the top. Okay, so let's try this another way. Do it this way. Let's see what that gives me. No, it gave me the same thing. I better do it on this side. Okay, I wanted the fold here on the top. So I'm going to put that there and this guy here and just put it like this. Trying to center it. I'm going to cut the excesses off. Like that. And here we go. Here's my card. I have a little bit of bling that I can put on. That is somewhere. I'm going to use this gold bling. Gold bling, these gold gems, the gilded gems. I'm going to use small ones here. To put it here, and one here, and a bigger one here. And there we have it, our card. And here's the other one I did. So nice shaker card. And doing it with a non-conventional stamp set, the garden birdhouses. So I hope you enjoyed my card. And I guess I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.